Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy AKMS12 here, back with some more Battlefield 4 footage for you guys today. The name of the game is Gunmaster, a very interesting game mode that is making a return to Battlefield 4 with the latest spring patch. If you're not familiar with Gunmaster, Gunmaster is a returning game mode from Battlefield 3, where it's basically the equivalent for any COD players out there or anybody who plays Call of Duty consistently and has never played Battlefield. It is basically the equivalent of Gun Game from Black Ops 1. And I believe it made its return in Black Ops 2 as well. But this is pretty much the exact same thing. The only difference is that it's slightly longer, and you have to get 2 kills with that certain weapon to achieve the next weapon and advance on. And occasionally, the weapons get... Now, if you remember in Call of Duty, occasionally the weapons would get better and better, and you start with the worst ones. This one, it's kind of backwards. For some odd reason, I'm not entirely sure why, but they decided to do it this way, and occasionally the guns get mixed up a lot. Now, there are 4 different types of presets within Gunmaster itself. I personally cannot remember the names of them, but if you do happen to remember them, be sure to leave it in the comments box. But I do remember one of them, which was called Troll, and they basically give you some of the worst, and I mean the worst, possible attachments and gun combinations that they could possibly find, starting with the knife. I believe you start off with the knife first, and then I believe the last weapon is like the bow or something like that, the phantom bow. I mean, some of the weapon attachments you get in there are just ridiculous. Unfortunately, I have yet to find a server like this on PS4, but I did find quite a few of them on PC due to, you know, PC having plugins and stuff like that. Makes things a lot easier to find different types of servers like that. But regardless, let's talk a little bit about the game mode itself. Now, this is actually my very first game back on Battlefield in the past like 3 to 4 months. That gameplay you guys watched a couple days ago on Operation Locker Conquest was roughly like 5 games after this. These were all recorded in the same day, but this was like literally my first game back on in months. And I have to say, I really enjoyed my time playing this game mode. Now, occasionally, if you're one of those people that cares about stats, I don't recommend you play this game mode. But when it comes to stats, your skill goes up dramatically. I gained roughly 40 skill after playing this game mode, and the KD didn't really go down at all due to the fact that I was still managing my regular stats that I normally would in Conquest. The only difference is my score per minute, which was not advancing that much. But regardless, I had a blast this game mode. This was one of the most fun game modes ever to make a return in Battlefield itself, and I'm actually really happy that it did. So I actually did turn this gameplay down a lot because it was roughly 15 minutes, a really long game mode, especially if things are kind of slow paced, people are playing defensive. And so right now I spawn in, right? I see the defensive line in the middle of the map. Where does that leave the enemy? At least the enemy way in the back. Now, thankfully, I'm kind of in first place right now. There is a guy tied with me, but I eventually pull this game away very quickly. It gives me a lot of leeway. It gives me a lot of time to mess up, although I try not to mess up, but it does give me that leeway to mess around a bit. And here, this is what I like about Gunmaster. You never know what gun you're going to get next unless you've memorized the presets. Like I said, there are 4 different types. But in this case, I did not know any of the presets. I didn't know what gun I was going to use. And you saw me trying, as soon as I killed the guy with the M240 Bravo, or the M2249, whatever that gun is called, I instantly start shooting down the hallway because I assumed that I had some sort of SMG or assault rifle. But in that case, I had a shotgun, so I had to adjust my playstyle. It's all about who can adjust their playstyle the fastest. That's one of the best aspects about Gunmaster, and it's absolutely one of the most fun things that I have about this type of game mode. You see here, I get another shotgun, I have to adjust my playstyle. Didn't adjust in time, and I ended up paying the price for it. So right here, I make the same fatal mistake again. I didn't adjust my playstyle properly. I thought that I had another assault rifle or SMG or even a pistol. And in this case, I had a shotgun. So now I have to get up in the enemy's face. I have to change my route, my flanking routes, and everything so that I can move on to the next gun. But thankfully, like I said, I'm pulling this game away very quickly. I already have the lead by roughly 4 kills, roughly 4 kills, 4 to 6 kills. If you look at the bottom, you can keep track of. I'm not entirely sure how I traded with a guy with a freaking automatic weapon, but if you look at the bottom, you can see the score of like you see like a little bar with triangles in it. That represents your teammate's place. Then you see here, I'm 3 boxes away, and it takes 2 kills to advance to the next weapon. So 3 times 2, obviously 6 kills. So I'm ahead by 6 kills. A fairly decent lead. Now let's talk about the bad with this game mode. There are some negative aspects to this game mode that I don't quite understand why they decided to do this, and that is teams. I don't understand why they decided to put teams inside of Gunmaster, because every game that has had this type of game mode has always been a free-for-all. There was never any team-oriented things, because I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. Because why would you have teams? Because even if somebody, you beat somebody on your team, they're still put in like second place. It shows the scoreboard as like a free-for-all, so it wouldn't make sense as to why they have teams inside of this game mode. I mean, I guess it's nice because I can watch, I don't have to watch certain lanes because teammates are watching those, but regardless, I don't necessarily see the point of it. But regardless, the gameplay is wrapping up here. As you can see, I'm down to the knife, and I really have to adjust my playstyle. I have to play extremely defensive. As I see, I try to knife this guy, get my kill stolen right there, and now I have to adjust it one last time. I see a teammate up there, but I figured that's not going to work out in my favor, so now I'm stuck in another situation. You see these two lanes that I'm watching down here? I'm afraid somebody's going to come down that lane. Hopefully this guy doesn't see me right there. He has a sniper. He's preoccupied. I figured now's the time to make my move because he's sniping, completely distracted, does not see me. I figured I got to book it, knife this guy as quickly as possible, get the knife out, punch a dude in the jaw, and stab him to get the final win right there. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. It is your boy AK, signing out. Peace!